Hello, we are looking at try-through review numbers 5 through 9. The first one we're talking about why two triangles are similar, or how are the two triangles similar, and how do we know? Again, our options are going to be angle, angle, side, and side, side, side. I noticed that we already have two angles. In this triangle we have 60, in this one we also have 60, which is great. But then I have those other two angles and they're not congruent, but we could probably figure out what our missing angles are. So if I look at my first triangle, remember all three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if I call this one x, I know that x plus 53 plus 60 equals 180. We are going to solve for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is combine my 53 and my 60. When I do that, I have x plus 113, if I did my math right, equals 180. And then we are going to go ahead and subtract 113 from both sides. When I do that, we have x by itself. And if I do 180 minus 113, I get 67. So x equals 67. That tells me that this angle down here is equal to 67. And if you look, this one over here is 2. That tells me I have enough information to say that yes, my triangles are similar by angle, angle, similarity. Number 6 says, are the two triangles similar? How do you know? This one's actually really similar to the one we did in our last video. Again, we're choosing between side, angle, angle, and side, 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 or not at all. I notice we already have one angle that matches. We also have these two angles in the middle. Remember, these ones are kissing B's, so they're going to be congruent to each other, and your answer is going to be yes by angle, angle, similarity. Number 7 says state whether the triangles are similar. If so, write a similarity statement and the postulate or theorem you used. Again, we're looking for side, 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 or angle, angle. I notice right off the bat, my triangles do not have any angles. So that eliminates option C, angle, angle, and option B, side, angle, side. So either it's going to be similar by side, 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 or not at all. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my two longest sides. So I have AC and OM. We want to write a proportion or a fraction using those side lengths. So let's do 8 divided by 12. And then we need another pair. So maybe we want to do 5 and 7.5. So 5 is on the same triangle as 8, so it's going to go on top. 7.5 is going to go on the bottom. And then my last pair is also 5 over 7.5. Now, in order for my triangles to be similar by side, 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 these three fractions have to be equal. I'm just going to type them into a calculator and figure out what they equal. So my first one's 8 divided by 12. That gives me a 0.666 repeating. Let's do 0.6, the line over it. The next one's 5 over 7.5, which is also the third one. And that also gives me a 0.66666 repeating. So this one would 2. Now, since these numbers are all the same, I know that my triangles are similar by side, side, side. So your answer is going to be A. They wrote a similarity statement. All that says is that angle A, which is the first letter, matches angle M, which is great. Angle B matches angle N, and angle C matches angle O. Mostly you just need to choose the right statement, though. 8, we're doing the same thing. Remember, your options are side, angle, side, 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 or angle, angle. But we don't have angle, angle as any of our options down here. In my picture, I noticed that we have one side length that's the same. We also have one angle. I'm going to throw out side, side, side because I don't know anything about all three of my sides. I really only know one right now. But I do notice that both of my triangles use this side here, BD. Now, since they both use it, I know that it's congruent to itself. That means that my triangles are for sure going to be congruent by side, angle, side. We just need to figure out which of these two statements are the correct one. It's all about whether or not the letters match each other. So the first thing I'm going to look at is letter A. That's in the same spot as C. Notice that A and C are in the same spot here. A and C are in the same spot there. The next thing I notice is that D is in the middle for both my triangles. So we have D here, we have D there. We have D here for my second one, but it's not in the right spot for the other one. And then the last letter B is in the same spot for both triangles. So B is here, B is there. So my answer is going to be A. Again, you're just writing your similarity statement so that the angles that match in your two triangles are in the same order. Number 9, we're doing the same thing. Again, our options are side angle side or side congruence or similarity, or side angle side. Now, before I even answer the question, if I look at my options, I see angle side angle, which is not my option down here. So angle side angle, bye-bye, you're gone. The next one I see is over here. We also have an angle side angle, so C is gone. So either they're going to be congruent by side angle side, or they're not similar at all. When you are using side angle side, you need to look at the proportions of your sides again. So I see 64 and 32 are in the same spot, so I'm going to do 64 divided by 32. And then I see that 16 and 8 are in the same spot, so we're going to do 16 divided by 8. Now if I simplify those fractions, the first one equals 2, the second one equals 2. So my two fractions are equal, which is great. I also noticed that this angle is 29 and this one's 29, so those are also the same. So my triangles are going to be similar. For good measure, let's make sure our angles line up when we name it. So we have Q, and that's in the same spot as V. So we should start with Q, we should start with V. Great. The next thing we have is B. That's in the same spot as T. That's an R. R and T, those are in the same spot. Awesome. And then we have S and U, which are in the same spot. So B is going to be our answer. Our triangles are congruent by side, angle, side.